What's up, everybody? My name is Dr. Zach Guiser, and this is another entry into the Athlete Development Journal where we take complex athletic problems and provide simple solutions.
Yeah, straight A student, but I'm friends with the cool kids. Following the rules and the rubric. Freestyle on the bus.
If you want to become the best 12-year-old baseball player in the world, then you should play as much baseball as possible. You should quit all other sports and solely focus on baseball. You should go to a ton of pitching lessons, go to a ton of hitting lessons, and play as many games as possible. That is the best way to get as good as possible in the short term. But it destroys your long-term development. Short-term optimization almost always comes at a cost to long-term development. Nixing all of your other sports decreases your physical literacy development. Living with the pressure of constant lessons and games leads to burnout. Having more games than practices decreases the iterations available for trial, error, and experimentation. Those other kids who slow cook the process will eventually slingshot past your microwaved athleticism. But this concept doesn't just apply to athlete development. Both Walmart and Kmart were founded in 1962, and for the next 20 years, Kmart was the behemoth winning company. They aggressively leased buildings in prime real estate and bought up other companies to optimize their revenue quickly. Walmart, on the other hand, stayed in small towns. They didn't spend their money on fancy locations, but they spent their money on developing their own supply chain and logistics infrastructure. Because Kmart skipped the boring work of building a proprietary supply chain, they couldn't lower prices as far as Walmart could whenever they got bigger. By the early 90s, Walmart's slow-cooked infrastructure allowed them to slingshot past Kmart's microwaved retail business, which eventually spiraled into bankruptcy. Shoot, it even applies to a single sprint. If you want to run a fast 40-yard dash, you shouldn't run the first 10 yards the same way you would if you were trying to run a 10-yard sprint only. Optimizing for the short 10-yard sprint will require staying abnormally low and aggressively overstriding. That destroys the rhythm needed for continuing to accelerate and developing speed for the next 30 yards. It never feels good to be behind in the moment, but even if you have to tattoo it on your forehead, please remember that short-term optimization almost always comes at a cost to long-term development. When the season starts, you get super busy. You're juggling classes, practice, homework, training sessions, games, clubs, and some semblance of a social life. It's hard, right? Well, the good news is problems are just opportunities in work clothes. Your busyness is a problem, but everyone else has that same problem. So that problem serves as an opportunity for you to separate yourself from the pack. What will you do during the season that others are too tired, too lazy, or not driven enough to do? Here are 5 straightforward things you can do to separate yourself in season. Number 1 would be to journal and perform affirmations. The season is going to be filled with highs and lows, good plays, bad plays. You're going to get ripped by your coach. Some of it's going to be fair, some of it's not going to be fair. Sometimes you'll feel super proud of yourself, and other times you'll feel like you've let yourself and your team down. Your psychological state is the gas in your car. The gas fuels you. It gives you the energy needed to perform. Without the right gas, your car won't go anywhere, regardless of how strong of an engine you have, how smooth your steering is, or how clear your directions are. Taking time 2 to 3 days per week to journal about how you're feeling, what's been going right, what's been going wrong, and what you plan to do in the future can be massive in keeping your psyche centered and make sense out of all the noise being thrown at you. To combat all that negative talk, whether that's internal dialogue or criticism from coaches, peers, parents, whatever, performing affirmations every morning and before each practice or game can make a massive difference. I know it sounds corny, but looking at yourself in the mirror each day and saying 3 to 6 positive things about yourself can go a long way. Say, I am a great softball player. My worth is not determined by how I play on the field or the grades I get in the classroom. I am fast. I am strong. I am smart. I am skilled. I am a kind teammate and a fierce competitor. It won't make a difference right away, but it pays dividends in the long run when it compounds. Number 2, take care of your nutrition. I've been around enough high school athletes to know that when the season rolls around, nutrition quality goes down in the dumps. I'm not asking you to be perfect here. Let's just make sure you take care of the low-hanging fruit. That would be number 1, drinking 100 ounces of water per day. This can be a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on your body size, but that's a rough estimate you should shoot for. Number 2, eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. So if you weigh 170 pounds, you should aim to eat 170 grams of protein per day. Number 3, eat 3 to 4 grams of high-quality carbohydrates per pound of body weight per day. That doesn't mean just eat a bunch of Swedish Fish and Oreos. High quality, something that's a little bit less processed would be ideal. You do that, and you'll be light years ahead of your peers. Number 3, lift weights and sprint consistently and intensely. In-season training helps you stay healthier, perform better during the important times of the year, the playoffs, not week 1, and see better long-term development. Too often we lose sight of the forest for the trees. We focus on what's happening right now and can't see the long-term plan. Stopping training once the season starts is like taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, where continuing to train during the season is like taking 3 steps forward. All of a sudden, you're 2 steps ahead of where you would have been otherwise, along with being 3 steps ahead of your competition. Repeat this process season after season, year after year, and you'll learn the value of compound interest. If you're not sure what good in-season training looks like, just hop back a couple episodes. I've talked about this before. Number 4 is going to be sleep. I don't have any clue why we have an education system that makes pubescent teenagers wake up for school at 5:30 in the morning. You guys should be getting 9 hours of sleep per night, but that's almost impossible with the demands you'll have. So, being as diligent as you can regarding your sleep schedule can go a long way. Put your phone away and go to sleep at 9 p.m. instead of mindlessly scrolling on TikTok. Steal a nap every chance that you get. Beg your parents to let you go into school late every now and then when you haven't been able to get much sleep. It's worth it. Number 5, watch film like a pro. The amount of high school athletes who know how to watch film in a way that translates to game day is essentially zero. Learning how to do that can be an absolute superpower. And if you want more info on how to watch film, shoot me an email. I'll make an episode on it, but I have to see the demand there first. All right, our takeaways. Number 1, perform morning affirmations, pregame affirmations, and journaling to make sure your psychological fuel stays healthy and effective. Number 2, drink water, eat protein, and eat high-quality carbs. Number 3, sprint and lift 2 times per week. Number 4, sleep as much as you can. Number 5, learn how to watch film. You do those 5 things, you'll separate yourself from the pack in season. I rambled a little bit more than expected in the mind and body sections, so I'll keep the soul section short and sweet today. Whatever struggles you're going through, however deep that valley is, it's going to be okay. Matthew 6:25-27. Do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, or what you will wear. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in any barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? And as always, let's wrap it up with a couple important things. Number 1, this newsletter and podcast is completely free. I spend many hours each week researching, writing, illustrating, recording, editing, and uploading. The best way you can support allow it to continue is to share it with people you know. So please send this wherever you're listening to it or reading it. Please share it with somebody, whether you forward them the email, share the YouTube link, share the Spotify link, share the Apple Podcast link. Please share it with somebody. Number 2, everything in these newsletters, podcasts, social media, and on our website is for educational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice for you or your athlete. Please consult directly with a healthcare professional. Thank you so much for your help in spreading the word about athlete development. And until next time, go be great out there.
Yeah, straight A student, but I'm friends with the cool kids. Following the rules and the rubric. Freestyle on the bus and it's too lit.